Stay tuned for some potent shadow work. Stay tuned for just a direct version of the truth. I don't want to sugarcoat it for you. I want to provide you with free resources where you can really tune into yourself. If that helps end your suffering, that's great. If it doesn't resonate with you, that's fine too. So let's move forward with that transparency. I'll do an all shadow card reading, and what it really introduces is just gritty concepts that might make you feel discomfort or uncomfortable, but we purposely go towards that in shadow work so that we are not left navigating life through our ego. And it's not a terrible life that way. It's just that we can hit plateaus and stagnancies. We can approach the same problems over and over again. We can be stuck in a trauma response for decades. And the thing that keeps us there is the ego, because the ego doesn't particularly want to change and learn and grow. It's there to keep those bottom energy centers safe. Now, it's fine if your life is working out beautifully and you're fulfilled, and I love that. And please just let these readings be simply a compliment or something interesting or thought-provoking. But if you are in a difficult space and you feel like your ego could be running the show, and you know that's happening when you're sabotaging yourself, you're in the same relationship patterns, you're in a sense of failure, things haven't worked out the way that you want, or you know you need to learn and grow, but you're scared of that and you're scared of the pain that comes forward. So I think if we can acknowledge that we need to change, and that often comes through with relationships that fail in exactly the same way, careers end, I think any kind of complete lack of fulfillment, because you can go into a spiritual awakening and a depressive dark night of the soul, even when you're in your dream relationship and you've got your dream business and you think it's all working well for you. But remember that a spiritual awakening isn't, it's not like a punishment or anything. It's really like to shed the skin and to go through a portal of change, to come out more intuitive, more aware, more sovereign, more whole. Our bodies and our spirit sometimes have to shut things down, because otherwise we'll just keep on going in the same direction, won't we? Keep on going in the same direction, keep on moving through day to day, pay the bills, get it done, go from here to there. And how many decades of that do we need until we fall in a heap? Rightly so, cockatoo. Sometimes we need the reset. Sometimes we need to change the channel, ask ourselves the deeper questions and figure out, where are we actually going here? And if we want to awaken out of our trauma responses, if we want a better life, what is meaningful in a pursuit is understanding ourselves at a deeper level. I also understand that understanding yourself at a deeper level, we don't go easily into that at times. So we can activate our own spiritual awakenings. That's what a lot of seekers are doing. It might be why you go to the jungle and drink ayahuasca. It might be why you learn martial arts or meditation or something, because you will go into those heightened states. It might be why you learn witchcraft or shamanism or something really cool. But if we trigger an awakening, or we call it in shamanism a dismemberment, do we have a process and an understanding of what's actually happening and a way to surrender into it and trust that we're in a portal of change and it's not meant to feel comfortable? But I feel like if we're malnourished, unsupported, don't have any kind of community resources or services available, and we resist against change, we can actually get into a dicey mental health situation, because it's that constant high cortisol fight and flight survival mode that the body goes like, I don't have unlimited resources here. I can't handle more stress. Something has to change. But when we have awareness and we have insight, wisdom, and intuition, we can actually better be prepared for the understandings that our body needs to be taken care of, And our mind doesn't know everything about that. Our mind is actually usually the last to catch up to such concepts, and our minds are developing, I think. So I feel like the minds are upgrading very quickly, but we don't have a framework for it. So a lot of people sometimes intuitively are guided towards, let's get into it, let's look over my life and compartmentalize everything that's happened to me. That might be I think I'm just going to go into therapy and see what's going on. Others come to see me and say, look, it's another relationship failure. I don't know what I'm doing. It ends the same way every time. It's dramatic. I can't get out of this cycle. I don't know why I've spent this many years in a dead-end job, but I'm so obsessed with paying the bills. I don't want to be poor anymore, whatever it is. I need to get out of this cycle. That's when we can really say, okay, well, why don't we go into this, open the doors, knowing that things are going to be stirred. But when there's not that preemptive preparation, premonition, it can just be, now I'm rock bottom. People are telling me about dark night of the soul. I don't really know what's going on. I better start reading, learning, growing, and aligning with people that know what the hell this is. Because if I was well equipped, maybe I'd be in a different position, right? And 100% super grateful for all the people out there providing services and support, but sometimes the system just doesn't have enough for people. So I would love it if everyone in the world could afford a therapist to take them through these difficult times. It's not the reality for a lot of people. So we have to get creative on how to support each other, how to provide, like I am here, free resources, readings, knowledge, sharing perspectives, sharing stories, group containers, accessible containers, online containers where people can actually just educate themselves through many different platforms on what they are in. And I think that really helps, just to have different language so that we're not just Googling, am I going crazy, right? Your anchor card at the top is Dragonfly, which is a really nice card, actually. So I want you to just go steady towards transformation. So this is not a huge transformational leap. This is actually just 1% every day towards something I want to transform. So if you want to transform your trauma responses, your shadow, your shitty programs around scarcity and never having enough, your self-worth problems, your body image issues, 1% every day towards a better relationship, a better life, more resources, whatever it is for you. Dragonfly is steady and it hovers a lot. It's sort of like it has flight in a way that is not jumbled and not chaotic. So let's come out of the fight and flight responses, come out of the drama, come out of the one thing is going to save me. It's one piece of information that I'm looking for. And trust me, I've been in that paradigm where I just needed to find the one reason for my depression or the one reason for my anxiety. In fact, it's thousands of collective habits, thought patterns, paradigms, unhealed parts, trauma responses, all compiled in until the body just can't handle it anymore. So it sends out warning signals. And warning signals is mental health is getting very low. We have to figure this out. Dragonfly says, let's just keep it steady, keep it stable, and go towards changing one little thing at a time that is meaningful and healthy and getting me towards my goal. So I've found that very beneficial over the years. If your digestion's shot or you're not sleeping right or your appetite's gone, 1% towards what you want every day. So a little bit more regulated in your meals, a little bit better eating, a little bit more nutritious food, a little bit better structure, reading articles every day on what's good to eat when you don't have an appetite, or what's the best thing to eat when you don't have enough money or you couldn't be bothered or you don't have any time. Like, how do other people meal prep? What do they do? Do they drink smoothies? Do they go carnivore? Like, what's happening? Educate yourself, steady growth, tiny little movements towards a bigger concept. Yep. Remember that.